What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? Is showing you the S&S Serpentarium. I'm joined with me right now by this girl, my adult female Warmer Python. She's as good as gold most of the times, but not always. She has had me a few times when I just haven't been being careful. So today we're gonna go through hook training or tap training, whichever one you want to call it. And it's essentially all it is a method of letting your snake know that you're gonna be coming in and handling it or cleaning the cage, wherever the case may be, so that it's nice and calm for when you go in the cage. What are you doing, sweetheart? She's just having a whale of a time at the moment. She's getting herself into all sorts of trouble. I love this snake, like. But yeah, anyway. So basically, all you want to do when you're hook training or tap training is you just open the tab. Sometimes I actually use the hook. Where have I put that hook? So what I like to do is I use a hook to actually open the tab up or open the glass up, okay? Just make a little gap and open it up like that. You don't really want to be getting too close if you think that the snake is going to give you a problem. And then you just grab the hook and you gently stroke the snake like this, okay? I'll just show you like that. You just stroke the snake, and then you can use the hook to lift it up and make sure you're not going to have a problem. Or you could redirect the head to make sure that she's not going to bite you, and then grab the body, and as long as the snake seems calm, you can go ahead and lift the snake up. You don't actually have to use a hook. You can use pretty much anything to do this. Some other stuff I like to use are over here because I'm super organized. I like to use these sometimes. These are just feeding tongs, so I just grab the back like that, okay, and then you just, with the handle, just give them a bit of a stroke, and then you can sort of scoop them up like that, or maneuver the head, whatever you want to do. Another thing that I really like to use is this paintbrush, you know, like a roller sort of paintbrush thing, right? And why I like this so much as well is it's really extendable. You can make these super long, so that way you can stay well away from the snake while you're you know, tap training it. I did have a smaller hook as well that I used to use for the retic a lot, but I seem to have lost it, so I'm gonna have to replace that. It's a little telescopic one. Real handy stuff for tap training the retic. If you don't have a hook at home though, and maybe you can't go out and get one because of what's going on at the moment, lockdowns and restrictions and stuff, you could just use something like this, just an everyday item, like a broomstick, right? That'll work as well. Anything really that puts distance between you and the snake, but it's also got to be safe for the snake. That can be used. You can also make your own hooks at home. I've seen people do things like get a golf club stick that they don't use anymore, and they sort of bend that up to make it a pretty good hook, actually, truth be told. So there are lots of different ways you can, you know, things you can use as a hook. I've actually used things like the temp gauge before, you know, like the little let me just grab it, I'll show you. So like this, right, I've actually used this to tap train before with a retic. So what I do is I just have it like that and just gently tap on the side, or you can use it to stop it biting you. You can also just use like a lid as a shield, right? You know, you just put that in front of the snake's face, stop it from biting you, and that works really well. Or you could use something, I see Jay from Prehistoric Pets using kitchen roll a lot, so they strike at the kitchen roll rather than striking at you. So there are lots of different ways to, to let a snake know that you're coming in there, and to remove the animal safely without either you or the snake having a problem. It's really important as well to try to do it from a young age, especially if it's a cantankerous snake, so they get used to it as they get older. And actually, for me, I think it's more important to do it with the smaller snakes, because they've got more sensitive teeth and stuff, and if a tooth snaps out and stuff, it can be a bigger problem than with a larger snake. So you got to think more of what's good for the animal rather than just what's good for yourself. You might not mind getting bitten by a smaller snake, but it might actually end up being real bad for the animal. So it is always best to try to avoid getting a bite. At the same time, most of the time it's not an issue getting bitten, but obviously you do want to try to avoid it. So yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and having a look at my snake and listening to me ramble about nonsense. I will try to show you a demonstration of me hook training a snake. Perhaps I'll do a couple of demonstrations. It is quite difficult because I'm real constrained on space here, so it's difficult to maneuver the camera about and stuff like that. So I don't know if I will actually be able to show you how I do it properly. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.